It's okay.
Alright, let me set the scene for you. I've picked out some key moments from the film The Killer, and I'm going to walk you through the story. We're in Paris, the city of lights, but we're about to see its darker side. Our main character, Z, is a top-notch assassin known as the Queen of the Dead. Pretty intense title, right? We first spot her at the swanky nightclub, and get this, she's disguised as a sultry singer named Jen. But she's not there for the music, folks. She's got a job to do. Z slinks into a private room, and you can feel the tension in the air. She looks around and says, "Cool as ice." We turn this into a night that only I can remember. And boy, does she deliver on that promise. What follows is a wild scene of bullets flying and a samurai sword slicing through the air. Z's taking out her targets left and right, but here's the kicker. In all the chaos, a young singer, the real Jen, gets caught in the crossfire and loses her sight. Now, this is where things get interesting. Z's supposed to leave no witnesses, but something changes in her. Maybe it's guilt, maybe it's compassion, who knows? But instead of finishing off Jen, she decides to save her. It's a split-second decision that's going to turn both their lives upside down. Next thing we know, we're in this cozy little tailor shop. Z's chatting with Tessier, the owner, and you can tell they go way back. Tessier's admiring Z's skills, saying stuff like, "If a man were to dance with you in this sacre bleu," it's clear Z's not your average customer. Meanwhile, there's this tough-as-nails cop, Inspector Say, who's trying to piece together what went down at the nightclub. He's got a hunch there's more to the story, and he's not afraid to ruffle some feathers to get to the truth. We see him grilling Prince bin Fahim, who's recently had a bunch of drugs stolen from him. Say's convinced the prince is knee-deep in drug trafficking, but his bosses are telling him to back off. Politics, am I right? Back to Z. And she's got Jen holed up in her apartment. There's this sweet moment where Z introduces Jen to her pet fish. His name is Y. She says, Jen asks, why? And Z replies, because my name is Z. It's a rare glimpse of Z's softer side. But hold on to your hats, because we're about to find out Jen isn't as innocent as she seemed. She spills the beans to Z. I helped him steal the drugs that they had stolen. He was going to use some of the money to help with my career. Talk about being in over your head. Enter Finn, Z's handler and mentor. This guy's not happy that Z left Jen alive. He growls at Z, "No one finishes my work for me. No one." Finn's got another job for Z. Take out Inspector Say. But Z's starting to have doubts about her line of work. We're at a bustling farmer's market now. Z's there, ready to take out Say. She's got him in her sights, finger on the trigger, but at the last second, he just can't do it. Instead, she ends up saving Say from his corrupt partner, Jax. Talk about a plot twist. This leads to the most unlikely team-up, Z and Say working together. There's this intense scene where they're interrogating Jax in a car. Say's driving like a maniac, swerving all over the place, while they're both yelling, "Where's Jen? Where's the heroine?" It's like good cop, bad cop, but with an assassin and a detective. Now, buckle up, because we're heading for the big showdown. Finn's kidnapped Jen and is using her as bait to lure Z out. The setting? Creepy, abandoned church. Z walks in, cool and collected, but you can see the determination in her eyes. Finn's there taunting her. "Remember, Z, after all these years, I gave you something to live for."
Hey there, fellow. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. I wanted to take a quick moment to ask you what you think of this video so far. If you're liking it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, now's the perfect time to do it. By subscribing, you'll stay up to date on all my latest videos and updates, and you'll get to see even more awesome content. So what are you waiting for? Like, subscribe. Thanks for watching.
What follows is an all-out gun battle. Bullets are flying everywhere, pigeons are scattering, and you can cut the tension with a knife. Z, Sei, and Finn are locked in this deadly dance, ducking behind pews and taking pot shots at each other. In the heat of the battle, there's this moment between Z and Finn. Finn, bleeding out, asks Z, "Do I deserve this death?" Z, without missing a beat, replies, "You deserve this death." It's a chilling exchange that shows just how far Z's come. As Finn's lying there, taking his last breaths, he's got one final question for Z. Get this, he asks, "What size shoes do you wear?" I always wondered. Even at death's door, the guy's trying to solve the mystery that is Z. But Z, ever the enigma, says, "I'd tell you, but I think it's good to have a bit of mystery in the next life, don't you?" Just when you think it's all over, we get this beautiful moment of hope. Jen, who's been blind this whole time, suddenly says to Z, "I can see." It's like the universe is giving them both a second chance. We see Z back at Tessier's shop, getting patched up. Tessier makes one last pitch to Z, saying, "It's not too late, Z. I could teach you to make beautiful things." Z's not buying it. "It's too late," she says. You can see the weight of her past decisions in her eyes. The film wraps up with a phone call between Z and Sei. Z's talking about getting a new job, maybe leaving the assassin life behind. Sei helps her finish a crossword puzzle she left behind at the church. The last word? Reborn. It's like the perfect summary of Z's journey. Throughout the film, we get these little glimpses into Z's past. We find out her mom was a junkie who OD'd, leaving Z to take care of her sister. "I failed," Z admits at one point. "We lost her." It explains a lot about why she decided to save Jen. There's also this running gag about Z always eating the same takeout. Sei teases her about it, asking, "Don't you get tired of eating the same thing night after night?" But Z just shrugs it off, saying, "I never get tired of something done well." The film does a great job of showing the gray areas in this world of cops and criminals. Sei's frustrated with the corruption in his department, especially when they try to promote him to keep him quiet. "You mean the Medal of Silence?" he scoffs. And let's not forget about the prince and his stolen heroin. Turns out Finn was the one who stole it, planning to take over the Paris drug trade. There's this tense scene where Finn confronts Gobert, the current godfather of Paris, and poisons him. It shows just how cutthroat this world is. In the end, the killer is all about second chances and the possibility of change, even for someone like Z, who's been in the game for so long. It leaves you wondering if someone can really leave that life behind, or if the past will always catch up to them. So there you have it, folks. The wild ride that is Killer. From nightclub shootouts to tense standoffs in abandoned churches, this film takes us through the twists and turns of an assassin trying to find redemption. It's a story that'll keep you on the edge of your seat right up to the very end.